Hello learners, today we'll start chapter 3 of economics, money and credit. Most of you are aware of money. You know that money is used for exchange of goods and services. But let us know, before we use the money system, what system was prevailing as medium of exchange. In the beginning of civilization, human needs were simple and there was direct exchange of goods. The direct exchange of goods is termed as barter system. So, barter system means the direct exchange of one commodity for another. For example, in this system, a man gives his surplus goods in order to get other goods of his requirement. For example, a farmer receives cloth from the weaver in exchange of his surplus wheat. On the other hand, a weaver receives wheat from the farmer by giving his surplus cloth. In this way, requirements of both the persons for both the goods are adequately met. This is barter exchange system. Barter economy is also known as CC economy. CC economy means the economy in which the commodities are exchanged for commodities. But there was difficulties of barter system. With the progress of civilization, the number of goods and services to be exchanged had increased. These created difficulties and inconvenience in the way of direct barter system of exchange. The main difficulties are lack of double coincidence of wants. Barter system can only work when both the persons are ready to exchange each other's goods. But usually this type of double coincidence is rare, especially in modern times. Let us try to understand this double coincidence of wants with the help of an example. Suppose there is a farmer, a weaver, and a shoemaker in a country who produce wheat, clothes, and shoes respectively. Suppose the farmer wants cloth against his surplus wheat, but not shoes. The weaver wants to give his surplus cloth, but wants shoes, not wheat. The shoemaker wants wheat against his shoes, but not cloth. Thus, it is a situation in which the farmer, the weaver, and the shoemaker want to purchase the same commodities, which these three are producing. But even then, there cannot be direct barter exchange between any of the two. With the increasing number of goods and services in the modern economy, this problem gets all the more complicated. So we have seen that in this situation, the exchange is not possible. What the farmer wants in exchange of his wheat, the other person, he does not want what the farmer has. And the similar situation for the other two persons. And that's why exchange is not possible. Next is lack of divisibility. There are many goods which are not divisible. If someone wants to exchange his horse or a car for a pair of shoes, how can he divide his horse or car so that he can exchange a part of car or a part of horse for a pair of shoes? Therefore, the exchange becomes impossible because we cannot divide. Lack of common measure. Different commodities are of different values. There is no common measure of value under the barter system. In this situation, it is difficult to decide in what proportion are the two goods to be exchanged. For example, we can say let us take that you want to exchange your car with a bicycle. Now it is very difficult for you to what part of car to be exchanged to have one bicycle. Lack of storage and transfer of wealth. It is very difficult to store wealth for future use under barter system because most of the goods like wheat, rice, cattle, etc. are likely to deteriorate with the passage of time and involve heavy cost of storage. So there is cost of storage under barter system. Another part is transfer of wealth. The transfer of goods from one place to another place involves huge transport cost. Transfer of immovable commodities such as house, farm, land becomes almost impossible. You cannot transfer your building from a particular place to the other place. You cannot transfer your farming land from one place to the other. Next is difficulty in deferred payment. So let us know what is deferred payment. Deferred payment means payments which are made sometimes in future. There is no stability in the prices of the goods. Quality of different units of a type of goods also does not remain the same. So it is very difficult to make deferred payments in the form of goods. Means you cannot take loan or you cannot take goods right now and later if you want to repay it, it is very difficult because such goods may differ in terms of quality or the type of goods. Next, difficulty in the exchange of services. The exchange of services would be very difficult than the exchange of goods. If you ask a question, how much worth would be the services of a teacher or a doctor? How would these persons be paid? It is very difficult to measure these services in terms of goods. From this, it is clear that the barter system could suit only a primitive economy where human life was simple. But in a modern economy, barter is subject to a lot of difficulties. And because of that, the people started thinking of some method or to replace barter system. And thus the money system comes. What is money? There is no unanimity among the economists over the definition of money. Money has been defined differently by different economists. Some of the definition of money is money is anything that is generally acceptable as a means of exchange and at the same time acts as a measure and as a store of value. Again, money is anything which is widely accepted in payment for goods or in discharge of other kind of business obligations. In simple words, we can say money is anything which performs functions like medium of exchange, measure of value, standard of deferred payments, and store of value. What are the functions of money? The main functions of money is to overcome the drawbacks of barter system. So the functions of money may be viewed as number one, medium of exchange. Medium of exchange is a very important function of money. Any commodity can be purchased or sold through the medium of money. In other words, money becomes the representative of general purchasing power. If you have more money, that means you have more purchasing power. If you have less, you have less purchasing power. It is this function of money which has made the work of exchange very easy. Now you can exchange anything for money. So, a medium of exchange functions of money overcomes the difficulty of barter exchange system, that is, problem of double coincidence of words. Measure of value. Money serves as a common measure of value or a standard of value, unit of account. Value of all goods and services are expressed in terms of money. For example, the price of a pen is rupees 5. The price of a chocolate is rupees 10. The price of sugar is rupees 40 per kg. Daily wage rate of a laborer is rupees 202. Therefore, when the value of all the commodities is expressed in terms of money, it becomes easier for anyone to compare the relative values of the two commodities. Next, third function is the basis of credit. Credit is the most important feature of modern business, and the main supporting pillar of the credit and financial system is money. The supply of credit is linked with the supply of money, and thus the money in a modern economy, money serves as the basis of credit. In a modern economy, money serves as the basis of credit. Next, we have transfer of value. Money helps us to transfer values from one person to another and from one place to another. Because money is readily accepted by all and in all places. These days, such transfer of value do not take place through currency notes, but through bank checks or bank drafts. Now, if you want to transfer your building or your farm or any fixed asset, you can easily transfer from one place to the other. How? First, you have to sell your fixed asset, your building or your farming land, convert it into money, and then the place where you want, you buy the same type of building or farming land. So you can transfer the immovable asset from one place to another because of money. Store of value. Wealth can be stored in the form of physical goods. People like to hoard it in the form of money. It is the most economic and convenient way of hoarding. A person who is accumulating money is really accumulating goods and services. A store of value implies the shifting of purchasing power from the present to the future. Thus, it enables people to save a part of their current income and store it for future use. So, money provides a link between the present and the future. For example, if you have produced surplus wheat, you can sell it and convert it into money, and such money you can save for future use. So thus money can be stored. Moreover, there is no storage cost of money. Money is more stable compared to the commodities, and therefore it is easy to store money for future use. Standard of deferred payment. We know what is deferred payment. Payments made sometimes in future. Money serves as the measure by which the value of future payments is regulated. In modern economic system, loans are generally given and taken, and the repayment is generally postponed for a future date. Future payments cannot be made in terms of physical goods because the value of those goods is liable to change. Money is therefore used as a standard of deferred payment, such as contractual payment. Salaries received by the employees. Loan installment paid by the people, those who have taken loan from banks. These are the example of deferred payments. So money makes this possible. Liquidity. Money is the most liquid of all the assets because money is in money form. Money can easily be converted into any goods and services and assets such as land, machinery, equipment, stock, shares, wheat, rice, books, pens, etc. It is because of liquidity that people desire to have money. So these are the important functions of money. Now let us know evolution of money. Money is the most important invention of modern times. It has undergone a long process of historical evolution. Human beings passed through a stage when money was not in use and goods were exchanged directly for one another. We know that such exchange of goods and services or goods for goods was called barter exchange. The inconvenience of drawbacks of barter led to the gradual use of a medium of exchange. If we study history of money, we shall find that all sorts of commodities like seashells, pearls, precious stones, tea, tobacco, cow, leather, salt, wine, etc. have been used as a medium of exchange. It is called commodity money. Inadequacy of commodity money led to the evolution of metallic money, such as gold and silver. But the problem of uniformity of weight and purity of precious metals led to private and public coinage. This was metallic money. So metals were used as medium of exchange. This process was finally taken over by the state as one of its essential features, and ultimately commodity money gave way to paper money, which means currency notes. Nowadays, we use paper money. Almost it becomes universal, along with coins made of copper, bronze, or nickel, or alloy, etc. The process of evolution of some better medium of exchange still continues. As the volume of transactions increased, even paper money started becoming inconvenience because of time involved in its counting and space required for its safekeeping. This has led to introduction of bank money or credit money in the forms of checks, drafts, bills of exchange, credit cards, etc. These days, plastic money in the form of debit cards are becoming popular. Thus, bank money has become the most important form of money in modern times because it is not only a very convenient form of money for large payments, but also it eliminates risks and is durable. Now let us have the modern forms of money. Modern forms of money includes currency, paper notes, and coins. Unlike the things that were used as money earlier, modern currency is not made of precious metal such as gold, silver, or copper, or unlike grain and cattle. The modern currency is without any use of its own. Modern currency is accepted as a medium of exchange. Means anything can be exchanged in terms of currency. Modern currency is authorized by the government of the country. And that is why it is accepted by all as a medium of exchange because it is authorized by the government of the country. In India, the Reserve Bank of India issues currency notes on behalf of the central government. As per the Indian law, no other individual or organization is allowed to issue currency. Moreover, the law legalizes the use of rupee as a medium of payment that cannot be refused in settling transactions in India. No individual in India can legally refuse a payment made in rupees. Hence, the rupee is widely accepted as a medium of exchange. And the rupee has become legal money or fiat money. The second type of is deposits with banks. The other form in which people hold money is deposits with banks. Banks accept deposit from individuals, business, firms, and other institutions. We know that the people generally need some currency for their day-to-day needs. For example, a worker who receives his salary at the end of each month has extra cash at the beginning of the month. Now the question, what do the worker will do with this extra cash? He will deposit it with the banks by opening a bank account in his name. The bank will accept the deposit and also pay an amount as interest on the deposits. In this way, the people money is safe with the banks and it earns an amount as interest. Moreover, when the employee wants the money, there is a provision to withdraw the money as and when he requires. Since this deposit is withdrawn on demand, this deposit is called demand deposits. Let us know the various types of deposits. The bank, mainly the commercial banks, provides different types of deposit schemes to attract different types of customers. Number one, deposit, demand deposits or current account deposit. This deposit is repayable on demand by the depositors as and when they demand. There is no restrictions in the number of withdrawal. The depositor are allowed to withdraw any number, any number of they want, they can issue check. Another important characteristics of this scheme is no interest is paid to the depositors. This deposit is checkable, means the depositor can issue checks to withdraw his deposit. What is check? A check is a paper instructing the bank to pay a specific amount from the person's account to the person in whose name the check has been issued. If you issue a check, say to A to pay rupees 5,000, Mr. A will go to the bank, he will deposit the check, and bank will make the payment rupees 5,000 to Mr. A from your account. So this is the instruction given to the bank to pay the amount specified in the check against the persons whose name the check has been drawn or issued. In this account, demand deposit account, overdraft facility provided to the depositors. What is overdraft facility? Overdraft that the depositor can withdraw more than his deposit amount. For example, if you have 1,000 in your bank account, you can withdraw more than 1,000. The extra amount will be known as overdrawn. Bank will charge a certain amount of interest from the depositor, and this amount is repayable within a short period of time, maximum 6 months. Next is savings deposit. Savings deposit is also repayable on demand by the bank to the depositors. But there is restriction in the number of withdrawals. You cannot withdraw as many times you want as in case of demand deposits. So savings deposit restricts the number of withdrawals. Bank provides certain percentage of interest to its savings depositors. It is also checkable like demand deposits, but no overdraft facility is given to the savings deposit holders. Third, fixed deposits or time deposit. This deposit is made for a fixed time period. Say 50,000 you have deposited for 5 years. This is called fixed deposits or time deposit. Such deposits cannot be withdrawn before its maturity. Hence after 5 years you can withdraw when it will mature. In this deposit scheme, banks provide high rate of interest to the depositors. It is non-checkable. Means you cannot issue check against these deposits. And when you have the fixed deposit, the bank will give you a certificate. This is called FD certificate, fixed deposit certificate. This fixed deposit certificate is worked as collateral security. Means if you want loan, then you can mortgage this fixed deposit certificate. So we come to know the different types of bank deposit schemes. Today, up to this, we are completing this lecture. The next class will start the other part of this chapter. Thank you.